Why women over 30 should prioritize muscle over cardio. There comes a point in every woman's life where fitness is no longer just about fitting into a dress or keeping up with a routine. After the age of 30, the body begins to shift in ways that are both subtle and powerful. Metabolism slows down, hormones fluctuate, and the muscle mass that once felt easy to maintain starts to decline. This is a natural process, but it does not mean it is unavoidable. One of the most important decisions a woman can make after 30 is to prioritize building and preserving muscle rather than pouring endless hours into cardio. Cardio certainly has its place for heart health and endurance, but muscle training becomes the true foundation for strength, vitality, and longevity. Let us explore why this shift matters so much and why focusing on muscle is the key to thriving in the years ahead. The silent decline of muscle after 30. What many women do not realize is that muscle loss begins much earlier than expected. From the age of 30, the average woman loses about 3 to 5% of her muscle mass per decade if she does not actively work to preserve it. This process, known as sarcopenia, is often invisible at first. Clothes still fit, weight on the scale may look stable, but what is really happening is a gradual replacement of lean tissue with fat. The loss of muscle does not only affect appearance, it influences metabolism, strength, energy levels, and even hormonal balance. Without intervention, this decline accelerates with age. Cardio, while beneficial for cardiovascular health, does little to stop this process. Strength training, on the other hand, directly combats muscle loss and builds a foundation that protects the body against the natural decline that comes with time. Metabolism and the muscle advantage. Every woman has experienced the frustration of feeling like her metabolism is slowing down. Foods that once were easy to enjoy begin to linger as extra weight, and workouts that used to feel effective suddenly do not deliver the same results. This is not simply about age, it is about muscle. Muscle tissue is metabolically active, which means it burns calories even at rest. The more muscle a woman has, the more energy her body uses throughout the day, even when she is sitting at a desk or sleeping. Cardio burns calories during the activity itself, but once the session ends, so does most of the calorie burn. Strength training builds lean tissue that continues to elevate metabolism long after the workout is over. For women over 30 who are seeking to maintain a healthy weight without restrictive dieting, building muscle is the most effective solution. Hormonal balance and strength training. Hormones play a major role in how a woman feels, looks, and functions after 30. Estrogen and progesterone levels begin to shift, insulin sensitivity can decline, and stress hormones such as cortisol often become harder to manage. These changes can result in weight gain, mood swings, irregular cycles, and sleep disturbances. Strength training is one of the most powerful tools for bringing hormones back into balance. Lifting weights improves insulin sensitivity, making it easier for the body to process carbohydrates without storing them as fat. It also helps regulate cortisol, the stress hormone, by teaching the body to adapt to controlled physical stress. At the same time, strength training boosts testosterone levels, which are essential for muscle growth, bone density, and energy. Cardio, especially when done excessively, can sometimes elevate cortisol and disrupt hormonal balance further. For women over 30, strength training is not only about muscles, it is about stabilizing the very systems that regulate health. Bone health and osteoporosis prevention. One of the most overlooked benefits of prioritizing muscle over cardio is the impact on bone health. Women are at a much higher risk of developing osteoporosis, especially after menopause when estrogen levels drop. Strong bones are essential for independence, mobility, and protection against fractures later in life. Weight-bearing exercises such as squats, deadlifts, and lunges place healthy stress on the bones, stimulating them to grow stronger and denser. Cardio exercises like running or cycling provide some benefit, but they do not build bone density in the same way resistance training does. By building muscle, women simultaneously build stronger bones that will protect them well into their later years. This is not just about looking fit, it is about ensuring long-term strength and safety. Cardio and the cortisol trap. There is no denying that cardio has benefits for heart health and endurance, but there is also a hidden downside when women rely on it exclusively. Long sessions of steady, state cardio, especially when paired with calorie restriction, can raise cortisol levels. Chronically high cortisol not only makes fat loss harder, but also breaks down muscle tissue, leading to the very decline women over 30 are trying to avoid. Excessive cardio can also contribute to fatigue, hormonal imbalances, and even suppress thyroid function. Strength training, on the other hand, produces a healthier stress response. Short bursts of controlled intensity followed by recovery allow the body to adapt and grow stronger without draining the system. When cardio becomes the main focus, it is easy to fall into the trap of working harder but getting fewer results. By shifting the focus to muscle, women avoid the cortisol trap and build resilience instead of exhaustion. The confidence shift that comes with strength. There is something deeply transformative about strength training that goes beyond the physical. When a woman lifts weights and feels herself growing stronger, she experiences a powerful shift in confidence. Carrying groceries feels easier, picking up children feels less straining, and standing tall becomes natural. Strength training teaches discipline, persistence, and patience, qualities that extend far beyond the gym. Women often describe feeling more grounded, more resilient, and more capable of handling life's challenges after embracing weight training. Cardio may provide a temporary mood boost, but strength training builds a lasting sense of empowerment. For women over 30, when responsibilities at work, home, and family often pile high, this sense of empowerment is priceless. Muscle for longevity and independence. The long-term benefits of muscle cannot be overstated. As women age, independence becomes one of the most valuable aspects of quality of life. Being able to walk without assistance, lift objects, and move with confidence depends on muscle strength. Frailty is often what leads older adults into assisted living, and it is directly tied to muscle loss. By prioritizing muscle over cardio after 30, women are not only investing in their current health, but also securing their independence for decades to come. Muscle is often referred to as the organ of longevity because it protects against metabolic disease, supports healthy aging, and provides the foundation for an active life. Cardio may help with endurance, but without muscle, endurance cannot be fully utilized. How to begin prioritizing muscle over cardio? Making the shift from a cardio, heavy routine to a muscle-focused one does not mean abandoning cardio altogether. Instead, it is about rebalancing priorities. Women should aim for 2 to 4 strength training sessions per week, focusing on compound movements such as squats, deadlifts, bench presses, and rows. These exercises work multiple muscle groups at once and provide the greatest hormonal and metabolic benefits. Cardio can still play a supporting role, ideally in the form of short high-intensity intervals or low-intensity activities like walking. The key is to make muscle training the foundation, with cardio as an accessory rather than the main event. Starting small, with bodyweight exercises or light dumbbells, is perfectly effective. Consistency is far more important than intensity in the beginning. The psychological reframe women need. One of the biggest barriers for women over 30 is the mental association of fitness with calorie burning. Cardio feels rewarding because it produces immediate sweat and visible effort. Strength training often feels slower in its results, but the shift comes when women begin to see exercise not as punishment for food, but as an investment in health and power. Building muscle is not about looking like a bodybuilder. It is about creating a body that works well and lasts longer. When the mindset shifts from burning calories to building strength, consistency becomes easier. Women no longer chase temporary results. They build a lifestyle that supports them for decades. The balance between muscle and cardio. It is important to clarify that cardio should not be completely eliminated. The heart and lungs also need exercise, and cardiovascular training supports overall endurance. The ideal approach is a balance, but the foundation after 30 should be muscle. A balanced week may include strength training 3 times, walking daily for recovery and blood sugar balance, and 1 or 2 short cardio sessions for heart health. This balance ensures that women receive the full benefits of both worlds without sacrificing muscle in the process. Women over 30 face a turning point in their fitness journey. Cardio has its place, but muscle is the true key to resilience, vitality, and long-term health. Strength training combats muscle loss, raises metabolism, balances hormones, strengthens bones, and builds confidence. It provides benefits that cardio alone cannot match. The earlier women make this shift, the more powerful the results become over time. Prioritizing muscle is not just about looking fit. It is about thriving physically, mentally, and emotionally in every stage of life. So the next time you are choosing between an hour on the treadmill and a session lifting weights, remember this truth. Cardio keeps you moving, but muscle keeps you strong. Build muscle now, and your future self will thank you.